What is up, guys? This is Kobe here, and welcome to the complete Guardian Angel Slime Guide. The Guardian Angel Slime is a boss in Victoria Island in Ramu Ramu Village, which is a village that is in Pardum, which is the Pathfinder area that is within Hennesis. There are a couple prerequisites for this boss. The first one is you have to be at least level 210 before entering both modes, normal and chaos. And there's a little bit of a pre-quest beforehand, but if you speed through it, it shouldn't take you any longer than about 5 minutes to complete it. So as I've said earlier, the boss is separated into two different modes. There is normal mode, which is a level 220 boss with 5 trillion health. And then there's chaos mode, which is a level 250 boss, which has 115 trillion health. And both modes of these bosses have 300% PDR. The entry limit for slime is 1 time per day for each difficulty, and the clear limit for slime is 1 time per week for both normal and chaos mode combined. They have shared limits. The clear is officially decided when you destroy the box in the reward room. You have 30 minutes to fight the boss, you have 5 lives, and the potion cooldown throughout the fight is 5 seconds long. So before I go into this boss fight, there are 4 key pointers of the boss that I'm going to be talking about. I'm going to be talking about the patterns that the slime has, the patterns that the map has that are around the maps, blocking the gates to get ready for the Guardian Wave phase, and then I will be talking about the Guardian Wave phase in particular. The Guardian Wave phase is a phase that first begins in the fight at around the 27-21 mark for how much time is left. The phase reoccurs just about almost every 3 minutes after you finish the phase of that fight. But first off, let's talk about the attack patterns. But before we do that, let's talk about some general things about the slime. So when you enter this boss fight, you will face a severe 30% final damage reduction when attacking the slime, which means that you will only do 70% of your real damage. So if you were to compare this to bosses in Arcane River that you have 1.5x Arcane Force for, that damage goes from 150% to 70%. You will pretty much be doing less than half of your damage than you would on any Arcane River bosses that you have 1.5x Arcane Force for. Also, Slime's health is divided into 2 different bars. There is the light green bar, which is his real health, and then there's the dark green bar, which is how much health you can heal up to. You cannot damage the dark green bar unless the slime is stunned. The reason why this bar exists is because slime will slowly regenerate all the way up to the cap of that dark green health bar. In normal mode, he will regenerate 1% HP every 1 minute, and in chaos mode, he will regenerate 1% HP every 30 seconds. Once the light green bar is all the way down, hit 0, the slime is officially dead. Now finally getting into its actual attack patterns, the first one is teleport. This is pretty much what almost every boss has in general, but slime will teleport to a random player, whoever slime is aggroed on at the time, and aggro is pretty much random. Unless you're soloing, then he's always going to be after you. And one good way to combat this is, well, slime, there are 4 floors in the boss fight, and you can hit him without any problem when you are on the floor above him, and very little of his attacks can actually reach you when you are on that floor above him. So he will teleport to the floor that you are on, so you will repeat this process until you are on the 4th floor, and then whenever slime meets up with you at the 4th floor, you can take that time to get the magma slimes into the gates, which is something I will be talking about a bit later into this guide. Next up, we have the slime's jump. This is probably his deadliest attack, because if you get hit by this jump, you take 100% HP, full health gone, you're dead. The only way you don't die is if you have tank skills with full health, such as like Blitz Shield or something like that, or you can generally just iframe it. Though this jump only affects you if you were on the same floor as slime. If you were on the floor above slime attacking him and he jumps, you do not have to jump to avoid it. Again, because it is a jump and he is hitting the floor that you are on, if you are on the same floor as slime and you jump as soon as he lands on the ground or before he lands on the ground and you're not there, you will not get hit by this attack. For his next attack, we have the super knockback skill. So this is a skill where the thing on top of his head will turn blue and then he will hit the floor that he is on, which will cause players to be super knocked back and stunned. If you are in normal mode, this attack will deal 20% health. If you are in chaos mode, this attack will do 50% health. If you were on the floor above him attacking, you can completely avoid this attack. This can be really dangerous if you get knocked back and stunned on the same floor as slime and he uses his jump attack right after, because if he does that, it's going to be an instant death for you. For the next attack, we have a red laser. Slime will shoot a red laser out of the top of his head. This does 50% HP in normal mode and 70% HP in chaos mode. It is Slime's second most dangerous attack. Also, the hitbox of laser is really large. It's big enough to hit you even when you are on the platform above him and a little bit behind him. So in order to dodge his laser attack, which has very little warning, you have to react really fast for the classes that are able to do so. The attack itself won't kill you, but if you are in chaos mode and you are getting hit by surrounding attacks, you very well just might die from the laser if you don't have full health. For Slime's next attack, we have the Slime Sheet. This one isn't really too major. I think he does like a light little jump and then he'll spawn this little bit of goo on the floor and it'll deal about 1% HP to you continuously, and if you do get caught in it, you'll be slowed for a short period of time. It doesn't really do too much to your movement besides the slow, because you can still jump up at everything to avoid various attacks. Next up, we have the Slime Summon. So Guardian Angel Slime will spawn 6 different types of slimes throughout the fight, and each slime does their own different thing. Some do the same thing as other slimes, but a little stronger. So these slimes are the regular slime. If you take touch damage by the slime, it's about 5% touch damage. There's the gold slime, does the exact same thing as the regular slime, but it's 10% touch damage instead of 5%. And then there's the bomb slime, which if you do get caught near the slime, it will explode and it deals 20% HP to you in normal mode and 25% in chaos mode. There's the Halo Slime, which deals 5% HP as touch damage, but it also has an additional attack that can do 25% HP to you in chaos mode only. And then not lastly, but we have the Romantic Slime, which deals 5% HP as touch damage, but it can also attack you and seduce your character, with the attack doing 15% HP in normal mode and 20% HP in chaos mode. I said lastly to that because those are the only 5 slimes that you were able to actually kill, but they are very tanky. The actual last slime is the Magma Slime that I talked about earlier, but this is a big rock fire slime that can drop on the map. If a Magma Slime drops on your head, you will take 10% HP and you'll be stunned for a short period of that time, and the Magma Slime will explode. It will no longer be on the map. If you are around Magma Slimes that are just sitting there stationary on the map, they will deal 5% HP to you continuously as you are close to them. But these slimes are very important and you need to use these slimes to block the gates that are in the map. Next up, we have a couple of map patterns. And one of them is really not too big of a deal, but the other one is a pretty big deal. So the one that's not too bad are the explosions. There's going to be like these little green bubbles that spawn on the map every now and then, and they'll explode. If you get caught in one of these small explosions, they'll deal about 20% HP to you, and it will slow you for a short period of time. And then for the next pattern, we have the green laser. These lasers are fired by the gates, and there will be more lasers that spawn on the map if slime is getting closer to death. So when slime is around, I want to say 2/3 health left, there'll be 2 lasers that get fired. And then for the last third, there will be 3 lasers that get fired on the map. And again, these lasers are spawned by the gates, so if you block gates, then the lasers will stop spawning. The lasers will aggro at any random person on the map, but if you're soloing, it's always going to be you, and they have a 3-second effect before they start firing. Once they start firing, they're going to start doing damage to you, and they do a total of 6 ticks of damage. It does 10% HP per tick in normal mode, but 20% HP per tick in chaos mode. If you are not careful in chaos mode, this could lead to an instant death, because if you get caught by one laser and you are stuck there, it will make you stunned and you can't move out of the laser, so you will just take all the damage and you might die from it. You can prevent this laser stun if you use Heroes or Urda's Will before being stunned by it. Now let's talk about the gates and how you are supposed to block them throughout the fight. So there are 4 different gates. The gates that are shown on the screen are the position of the gates in the boss fight. On the top left, we have the orange gate. On the top right, we have the blue gate. On the bottom left, we have the green gate, and on the bottom right, we have the purple gate. So here is where I introduce the mascot gauge. The mascot gauge is what's going to help you get rid of those magma slimes and throw them over to block the gates. Whenever this mascot gauge is shining and it is not grayed out, your character is eligible to knock the magma slimes into one of the gates. The gauge will continuously be supplied throughout the fight when you're fighting, so you don't have to worry too much. It's actually up pretty often. So in order to shoot the magma slimes into the gates, you have to press the NPC chat key /gathering on the magma slime, and then you have 2 options. You press the up key to shoot them downward at a 45-degree angle, or you press the down key to shoot them upward at a 45-degree angle. You have to be a little careful and a little knowledgeable with the position of the magma slime before you try to fire it into one of the gates. Because if the magma slime is overshot above the gates, at least on the top left or the top right, or even the bottom, the magma slime will just completely be destroyed if it goes above the gates. Here are some good position examples of how you are able to shoot the magma slime down towards the gates or up towards the gate. So the first example, we have a magma slime at the 4th floor. You can press the up arrow key to shoot it downward so it can go to the blue gate. The second example, we have a magma slime on the 2nd floor. You can press the down arrow key to shoot it upward and it will go over to the orange gate. And then another example is if the magma slime is right in front of the gate, not very far from it at all, you can just go ahead, press the down arrow key, shoot it upwards, and it will make it to the gate. Because of this, it will be a little harder to get the 2 gates that are at the bottom, because the gates at the bottom, you can only really get them in one try from the magma slimes that are on the 1st and the 2nd floor. Whereas the top gates, you can get them in one try from magma slimes that are on the 2nd, 3rd, or 4th floor. If a magma slime gets thrown onto a floor of the platform, then it will just land on that platform, on that floor, and you can still shoot it again to get it to where you want it to be. A gate will be completely blocked and ready for the Guardian Wave whenever there are 3 magma slimes at a gate. And once again, when a gate is blocked, it will not produce the green laser that happens throughout the map. Also, this is a much easier process when you do it in a party. Usually in a full party, all 4 gates can be blocked really fast. But when I solo on my battle mage every now and then, I usually block about 2 gates before the Guardian Wave. It's not really worth my time to block 4, especially how simple the Guardian Wave is once you really know it. So, final part of the boss, the Guardian Wave. The first Guardian Wave, again, happens around 27-21. It will begin. The map will be expanded downwards and it will show the 4 gates of the same color in a completely random order when you go down there. The gates at the bottom will never be in a fixed order. Here's what the minimap looks like during the regular boss fight. And then here's what the minimap looks like during the Guardian Wave. The minimap will not always look like that during the Guardian Wave, because during Guardian Waves, the platforms at the bottom will be positioned randomly. During the Guardian Wave, the mascot gauge that you use to move the magma slimes to the gates will transform into a gauge that enables you to spawn blue crystals throughout the map. These crystals will block the direction that the slime is going in, and they will immediately bounce into the opposite direction. So if they're going left and they bump into a crystal, they will then go right. After the crystal takes 1 hit from the slime, it will be cracked. After the crystal takes 2 hits from the slime, it will be destroyed. You could spawn up to 20 crystals per Guardian Wave, and there cannot be more than 1 crystal spawned on the same floor. So if a crystal on a floor breaks, you could spawn another crystal on that same floor because there is no longer a crystal on that floor anymore. There are 3 different types of Guardian Waves, and the objective for 2 of the 3 types of Guardian Waves is to lead the crowd of slimes into the gates that you blocked at the top of the map before this phase began. There are 3 different types of Guardian Waves. The first one is the regular Guardian Wave. In order to complete this wave, you just have to lead them into a gate that you already blocked up above before the Guardian Wave phase began. You are given 3 tries to do this. If you do not do this in 3 tries successfully, it will end up in a fail, and I'll talk about what a fail means later. The second Guardian Wave is the Golden Wave. This will never be the first Guardian Wave of any slime boss run, because this wave usually happens when the boss is at least 1/3 down. So what the Golden Wave is after a Guardian Wave, you will get a message up above on the screen suggesting that you can only block up to 2 gates before the next wave. If you get this message, you do not have to make any preparations for this wave. The Golden Wave slimes move fast, and in order to clear this wave, you have to put them into gates that you did not block up above. So you don't have to block any gates and you will succeed this Guardian Wave. Because it's this easy, you only have 1 try to succeed this wave or else you will fail. And then lastly, we have the Pink Wave. The Pink Wave is pretty rare because I've actually never seen this wave in the game before. But this happens when slime has around 1/3 HP left, and it is the exact same thing as the regular Guardian Wave. The only difference is that the Pink Wave of slimes moves a lot faster. So the Guardian Wave will end in one of 2 ways. There is a success if you manage to pass the Guardian Wave phase. After 10 seconds, the Guardian Angel Slime will appear on the 2nd floor of the base map, completely stunned for 15 seconds. During this time, you deal an additional 10% final damage to him without any final damage reductions applied. So at the start of the fight, you have the initial 70% of your total damage because of 30% reduction. Well, while it's stunned, it goes from 70% to 110%. So this is the perfect time to use all your burst and burst down the boss as much as you can within those 15 seconds. And then the damage dealt during this stun will also be true damage dealt to not only the light green bar, but the dark green bar as well. And remember, damaging the dark green bar means he cannot heal past that point on the dark green bar. But then there is the failure. If you fail, after 10 seconds, the Guardian Angel Slime will just appear back on the base map without being stunned, and then the regular patterns will continue. That's the only penalty you have. It's not like Will where you're not able to damage the boss for 2 minutes or anything. You can just go back to doing damage as per usual. It's just there will be no stun and you cannot deal true damage to the dark green HP bar. If you do not make it back up to the base map from the Guardian Wave within the allowed 10 seconds, you will be stunned at the bottom and then immediately killed. Tip that I picked up a bit after the fight was recently released is that if you are a 2 or 4 minute burst class and you are still waiting for your burst cooldowns to reach 0 during the Guardian Wave, you can continuously spawn crystals on the 1st floor of the base map until you feel like your burst will be back up in time for the slime to appear back up top while being stunned. So what you do is when the Guardian Wave slimes appear on the 1st floor, you spawn the crystal on the edge before it goes down below to the Guardian Wave part of the map, and it will just continue to go back and forth until the crystal breaks. And then when the crystal breaks, you respawn the crystal again, and then you repeat this process until your burst is back up. This essentially means that you should consider doing a full burst at the very beginning of the boss fight. For 2 minute burst classes, do your full burst again 2 minutes later. And then during the Guardian Wave, which happens at almost 3 minutes in the fight, you can go ahead and stall during that phase until your burst is back up. And don't stall until your burst reaches 0 exactly, because you still need to have allowed time for the slimes to enter the gates at the bottom, and then the 10-second wait after they enter those gates. And then after the end of a Guardian Wave, there will be a 2.5 minute cooldown before the next Guardian Wave begins. And that's everything I have to teach you guys about this boss fight. So now, let's finally talk about the rewards. The jackpot item from both normal and chaos mode is the Guardian Angel Ring. It is a level 160 ring that is part of the normal boss set, which can be scrolled, potentialed, and star forced up to 25 stars. I'm not too sure about the drop rate on this ring, but if I were to take an educated guess from experience, I want to say in normal mode, the ring has a drop rate comparable to Dark Boss accessory drops, as well as a Pat Mark from Chaos Pap. But in Chaos mode, I would say the ring is literally 10 times more likely to get. And then discussing these following rewards is going to be a little weird, but I'll talk about them anyway, because the thing is, there's this completely different like boss award update patch that probably won't even come to GMS on December 15th. It's already come to MapleStory apparently, but I heard they don't have all of the items in the boss loot, such as pet scrolls. But I will be talking about the exact KMS loot just so it's future proofed, and if anything has to change, then it can all change in the Google Doc guide that is down in the description, which will show the exact loot that other servers will drop. So in normal mode, the guaranteed loot will be the boss crystal, which it has a base of 34 million mesos for reg server. So on reboots, it will be 3 times that before the boss change, or 5 times that after the boss change. It will drop 3 bonus occult cubes on a reg server, or 3 master craftsman cubes on reboots only. Those are the guaranteed drops. The chance drops will include a powerful rebirth flame, so a red flame, an eternal rebirth flame, rainbow flame, 50% EXP coupon voucher, which works exactly like MVP atmospheric buffs. These will basically be dropping from bosses now. It could drop a sparkling blue potion, a sparkling red potion, a small EXP accumulation potion, which is a 10% EXP potion for 30 minutes that does not stack with the real EXP accumulation potion, and a large boss medal of honor, which is a tradable honor medal that gives 5,000 honor. For Chaos mode, the boss crystal, the drops for this will be the boss crystal that is worth 90 million mesos as a base instead of 30. Again, 3 times for reboot before the crystal change, or 5 times that for reboot after the crystal change. And remember, after the crystal change, it will fluctuate weekly, but more than likely, the price of this crystal will be going up every week. It is also guaranteed to drop 9 bonus occult cubes on non-reboots, or 9 master craftsman cubes on reboots only. The non-guaranteed drops include a red flame fragment for non-reboots, a rainbow flame fragment for non-reboots, and a black flame fragment for non-reboots. But for both servers, you can get the whole red flame, rainbow flame, and black flame. There's the EXP coupon voucher again, as well as sparkling blue and red potion again, and the EXP accumulation potion, and the medal of honor. And then drops more so exclusive to Chaos mode will include ICOG for non-reboots, premium accessory scroll voucher for non-reboots, premium pet equip scroll voucher for non-reboots, and a magical weapon scroll voucher for non-reboots, as well as a primal essence for both servers. Again, these rewards will probably not be exactly what slime will drop on other servers, so be sure to look on the guide in the future so I can really clarify which drops what in what servers. There is also an additional quest at the end where if you defeat Chaos Guardian Angel Slime 20 times, you will receive a permanent cash hat called the Guardian Angel Hat. And that's it for the guide. For this guide, I used a bunch of images and GIFs from the Namu wiki page for Chaos Guardian Angel Slime, so I will link that in the description for y'all to check out for yourselves. And in the doc guide for it, there are a few videos that I put down there over the fight for the slime itself, just in case you want to check it out. But that's it for the video. Thank you all so much for watching, and I appreciate y'all's time.